is righteous, 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 righteous are his ways. He is righteous, righteous. Oh, nobody like you, Jesus. You are righteous, righteous. The name of the Lord is righteous, righteous, righteous. I know him to be so mighty, mighty, mighty. Do I have a witness in the house tonight that is mighty, mighty in battle? Oh, he's mighty, mighty. He'll fight for you, he'll fight for me. He's mighty, mighty, mighty. I know him to be a healer. He's a healer, healer. Do I have a witness that he's healed? He's healed you, healed your body, healed your mind, healed your soul. He's a healer, healer. Jehovah Rapha is my God. He's a healer, healer. I know him to be a deliverer, deliverer, a deliverer. He set my soul free. He delivered me, he delivered me. Oh, deliverer, deliverer, oh, deliverer. Oh, nobody else could do it, God, but you, deliverer. Oh, the name of the Lord is greatly to be praised. The name of the Lord is greatly to be praised and worshiped. God, we love you. God, we praise you. Because the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen. Well, we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. After Joy singing, I mean, she brought the joy in this place. And we have a guest that is that really is one of the most in-demand people in the country today. A dedicated Christian businessman, a real estate broker for over 30 years, experienced a life-changing event November the 23rd, 1998. And he travels now with his wife, Annette, full-time, expressing the message that God has put on his heart and revealing the truth that God put within him. He's the New York Times best-selling author of 23 Minutes in Hell and 23 Questions About Hell. So I am deeply honored to welcome Bill Wiese. God bless you, Bill.
I'm the one that's honored. Thank you for having
me. It is such a joy to have you, and but I want us to get into the message that God has put on your heart, and it's something that has driven me since I was a child. I remember my mother singing to me as a little child. She was singing the great judgment morning. Oh, the weeping and wailing when the lost were told of their fate. And they cried for the rocks and the mountains, but they cried, they prayed, but their prayer was too late. Is there a hell?
Arthur, there is definitely a hell, and people want to avoid it at all costs. You know, and this is not a message of condemnation. It's simply a message of warning. You know, what loving parent wouldn't warn their child not to play in a busy street? Well, that's what God's doing. He's given us a warning. There really is a hell, but you know, it wasn't prepared for man. He doesn't want man to go there, but He gives man a free will and a choice. And so my wife and I, it's on our heart to share the truth that God's trying to keep people out of hell. And that's why we're traveling now full-time around the country. But maybe just to explain a little bit about what happened.
Okay.
This was not a near-death experience. This was an out-of-body experience that would be classified as a vision in the Bible. You remember in 2 Corinthians 12:1 and 2, where Paul was caught up into heaven in a vision. He said whether in the body or out of the body, he didn't know. Well, the Lord just happened to show me that I left my body. So, and just to explain a little bit more about a vision, I've been a Christian for 41 years. This happened 12 years ago. The only way a Christian can see hell is in a vision. And you can actually travel in a vision like Paul and John did to heaven. And in Ezekiel chapter 3 and chapter 8, Ezekiel was picked up by his hair and he was actually carried to Jerusalem. He was told to eat. He experienced the sweetness in his stomach. He wept, he conversed. My point is, in a vision, you can experience the same things in your spirit body that you could in your physical body. And in Job 7:14, he says, you scare me with dreams and terrify me through visions. So you can't have a terrifying vision. So that's what this was. And I've never had a vision before.
Okay.
I've never studied hell. My wife and I have no interest in it. We were glad we weren't going there, you know, as Christians.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I've been a conservative person with my own company, like you mentioned, real estate company for 35 years. And, but this is what happened. We came home from a prayer meeting, went to bed like any other normal night, and I got up at 3 o'clock to get a glass of water. And suddenly I was pulled out of my body, like being sucked out of your body. And I found myself falling through the air down this long tunnel, and it was getting hotter and hotter. And I landed on this stone floor in hell with rough-hewn stone walls and bars, actually in a prison cell, a filthy, stinking, dirty prison, but like a dungeon.